Hi guys, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining low-key lighting to you. So we've got Hannah back with us wearing a black corset, and what low-key lighting is all about shadows. Okay, so controlling shadows, which means we have to control the light a lot more. So with any lighting mod, especially in a small studio doing this, you may end up using grids a lot more to control the light and the direction of the light to get those shadows where we want them. Now, our first lighting setup, I've got an octabox at 45-degree angle with a 4cm grid on, and this is just going to be hitting Hannah at 45-degree angle so that this side of her falls away into the backdrop, and we are going to be using this to demonstrate shadows. So if I just take a couple of shots for you, I'm just going to shoot 3¼ length, just going to need a couple of poses. Now, what will happen with low-key lighting is I think it always looks best in black and white. It looks a little bit more timeless. It looks a little bit more eerie, but what we want to be doing is avoiding that gothic style. Now, if we put this light round to a more 90-degree angle, we get something called split lighting, which you may have seen in a previous video. And if it is split lighting, we're going to get an even more shadow coming across Hannah this way. Now, if you are a little bit unsure about this, just get your model to turn a little bit towards the light if you do want more of this outfit illuminated. So we're just going to do a couple more, and Hannah slightly turn towards the light, and we get this wonderful fall off, falling into the black there as well. Now, as low-key lighting is all about the shadows, it's very important where the lights are being positioned. So you can come all the way round to the front, but if you do light it from the front like a butterfly lighting setup, you're basically doing a beauty shot, and you don't get as much shadow. So if I show you a quick example very quickly, even with the grid on, sorry Hannah, there we go. So I'm just going to do a quick little shot of Hannah head on. I'm not going to put too much, just actually show you. I would say this is low-key lighting, but there's too much light, so we want to be controlling those shadows a lot more. So if we are ready at 45-degree angle, if you want even more shadow, I'd go for more rim lighting. And if we're going to have it just behind Hannah, can I get you coming a little bit step forward? We just get you turned towards that direction. We can get even more shadows appearing here, and we're going to have a lot more shadow. I think that's a bit too much. I'm just going to bring it back a little bit for us. There we go. Cool. Okay, and we go around there, doing shots like that. Okay, so the more the light is angled round, we get more of a rim lighting effect there, and we're just getting this side of Hannah illuminated. Now, what we may just quickly ask is, Hannah, can you swap your hair around so the hair comes around this side and not that side? Perfect. Just so that we get a little bit more light appearing on Hannah's face, and we'll just do a couple more photos now, just like that. Got to get you turned slightly towards this direction a little bit. And we are controlling that light a lot more. So you'll probably find that this is a lot more like short lighting, which is very common with low-key lighting. Now, that's what you can do with one light, but what we're going to do, we're going to swap these over to some strip lights, and we're going to show you what more different lighting positions you can do with two lights to keep it low-key. So what we've done as well is you need to be thinking about your lighting modifiers. Now, our octabox is quite big, it was 90 centimeters, but what if we just had a little strip light like this with a grid on too? So if Hannah again turns slightly towards the light there, as this is a much smaller light source, you're also going to get a lot more shadow appearing. There is going to be less wraparound because the distance of this isn't very great. So this is probably a third of what the octabox is. And as we're looking at the images, we are going to get a lot more shadow appearing. But what is really cool, we are getting a lot more texture off this corset. Now, we are getting back into split lighting territory, especially at this lighting setup. And what we can actually do is, if you are worried about you are losing a bit of drop off here, we can add a second light if you do want to do a two light split lighting effect. So I've added our second light, and you're probably going to look at this and go, this is very familiar. Now, we do have a much more in-depth video about split lighting, which you're more than welcome to go and view, and I'll put links in the description for you. But what we're going to be doing differently today is, as Hannah poses and we got this split lighting effect, we may get this shadow in the middle of Hannah's face. So we either want to show Hannah's face or hide it. And I think when you do low key, I still think there should be a little bit of mystery. So what we're going to do a little bit differently, I still want to illuminate this side of Hannah, but I don't want to illuminate her face as much. So what we're going to do, I'm going to twist this light more behind Hannah, so it's more of a rim effect going across here. And then if we do a couple more shots, half of Hannah's face will be hidden, but we still lift her off the backdrop. Now, what people will ask me is, what are the powers of these lights? Now, you can have them on the same power. This is on a half power duration, but I think we need to turn this one down personally by looking at the back of the camera. So I'm going to drop it by 1 stop. So this is going to be a quarter, sorry, actually an 1/8 power, sorry. On there, I've actually dropped it by 2 stops, just to give a more subtle hint of a rim light there. Now, I think as well, if you're going to start doing this, we need to take the grid off this as well, just to give it a tiniest bit more to wrap around. Or Hannah, can you go a tiniest bit further back? So if Hannah goes slightly back and we twist that there, the light's going to come across Hannah a lot more than when she was in front of it, or more in line with it, sorry. So now that we do another shot, hopefully we'll get a bit more of a shot there, yeah. Could I get you more turned towards the light, sorry, again, if that's all right? Yeah, perfect. So now that we have moved that light around, you can now see a lovely edge light, and this light is just illuminating Hannah enough just to keep that area of mystery and shadow in there, but it's also going illuminating Hannah enough that you do know she is there. Now again, if you've only got one light, we can change this light to any kind of reflector just to bounce a little bit of light back. So I'm going to turn this light off, I'm going to replace it with a reflector, and I'm going to show you a similar result you can get with just one light. So just for this demo, I've just got Chris holding one of our large reflectors in place. Now you can have white or silver depending on how much of a reflection you would like, or Chris can go closer in or further back to control that bounce back from our strip light. So if I just do a couple of photos, I'm not going to change the camera settings, but we can get a nice shot like that, as you can see. So it's just giving a nice soft shadow just to lift off Hannah a little bit. So when we turn that to black and white, you still get that low key effect. So just to recap, low key lighting is all about controlling shadows, maybe adding a little bit of mystery to it, but it's all about controlling shadows and using light more controlled. Now, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.